And in this episode, I call this episode Why Everything, the Whole Thing is a Big Mystery, and why it should be a big mystery. There's going to be some spoilers in this podcast. I'm going to spoil a short story, a book and a movie, a book that was turned into a movie. Okay, welcome back. So this episode is called It's All a Very Big Mystery. We don't know what's going on. It's something to that effect. But it's important that it be that way. So let me explain to you what I mean and the why of it. You'll probably be befuddled. We're living a life that's a big mystery. We're on this little tiny planet in the corner of a little tiny galaxy, in the corner of a little enormous universe, on this little onion skin of life, and we really don't know what it's all about. It's a mystery. And it's good that it's a mystery. It's supposed to be that way. I will make my case here. I'm a writer, so I do a lot of thinking about writing. I guess that's kind of to be expected. But there is, in my reading as a writer, there's one thing that stands above everything else when it comes to writing. It is the pinnacle of, I don't know how to explain it, beauty when it comes to a written work. This is it. I'll start out with a short story, Kafka's Metamorphosis, and I have to tell you that there are spoilers coming. I'm going to ruin, unless you already know, I'm going to ruin Metamorphosis by Kafka. If you want to try to read it before, it's a short story. You might want to read it before listening to the rest of this podcast, because in my telling you, I am contradicting what I am, the point I'm trying to make in this podcast. But I'm going to contradict some of the small points and ruin things for you in order to, I guess, maybe share something that's important, a bigger picture, okay? So in Kafka's Metamorphosis, you read, and our main character is transformed into an insect and lying in a bed. And it's been a long time since I read it, so I'm just going to give you a quick outline. But throughout the whole thing, this is the important thing about this story. Throughout the whole thing, he adjusts, his family adjusts, but nobody ever asks in the story, why? Why has he been turned into a bug? What's this all about? And you have to, as the reader, you have to discover that on your own. And then you have to take it to another level and say, hey, wait a minute here. What's Kafka really saying? What Kafka is really saying is there's no difference between the human and the bug. While you may be smart enough to say, hey, how come he's not asking why he's a bug? You have to take that to the next level and say, Kafka is telling us, is trying to hint to us that we're all bugs. Why don't we ever lay in bed and ask, hey, wait a minute, what am I in this alien form here with hands and legs, arms and legs and hands and toes and eyes and nose and all of that? I never ask. What is this all about? How did I get here? What's going on? He never says it in the book. You have to discover that on your own, and that's a beautiful feeling. That There's a joy that comes with you experiencing the story and coming to your own thoughts and conclusions about it, having a revelation on your own. So, Kafka, as the writer, did that on purpose, with the hope that without telling you, you will come to the conclusion on your own. It's a beautiful thing. So now let me ruin another story for you. On the Road by, is it Cormac McCarthy? I think Cormac McCarthy. It's a more recent book. I think it's about 10 or 12 years old now, 15 years old maybe. And it's also been turned into a movie. But the story is about an apocalyptic, after the apocalypse, and a man and his son are traveling across country to find safety. That's all you really need to know, I guess. But here's the thing. Here's what you have to discover on your own. And it puzzled me for a long time. I had to reread the book multiple times because I was like, I wanted to know what happened. How did the world end? And he never tells us. Well, he does. Well, he doesn't. He does and he does. This is the beauty of something like this. This is the beauty of you discovering it as a reader. He doesn't come out and say, oh, there was a plague, oh, there was nuclear war, oh, there was blah, 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 all these different reasons at the end of the world, the zombie apocalypse and all of that. He never says any of that. But what he does tell us, without telling us, is how the world ends. This is what I mean. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful book. Throughout the, I guess you could say, pilgrimage or adventure that our two main characters are on, you notice all these behaviors, these negative, bad thoughts, ideas, assumptions that the father makes along the way. And hopefully the author hopes that you realize that's the reason why the world ended. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't matter if it was a plague or a bomb or war or any of those other things. What really caused it is these inherent things that we've developed in ourselves as human beings. And he shows it to us. He shows all of these things to us by all the bad decisions, by all the weird things the father does. And even though his intentions were good for the most part. But so the author never tells us that. He only shows it to us and hopes and like we can come to that revelation on our own. So this is the most important thing a writer can do, I think, is to, and you could nutshell it by saying, and this is a common writer trope, is don't tell, show, right? Don't tell, show. Don't say the words, but show it in other ways. And the reader comes to that discovery on his or her own. It's beautiful. And sometimes it can be enlightening. And this is, now let's get to what I really want to say here, the overall theme. It's the same way with God and us. This is why it's all a mystery to us. Because God is showing us and not telling us. God wants us to discover it on our own. This is where the most joy, the most profound, beautiful joy comes from. And so when you think about, how come we don't know what's going on? We don't know that everything's a mystery. Is different theories about all of this and all of that, and there's different opinions, and there's nothing's really set in stone. We're all just kind of stumbling around in the dark. Well, yes and no. We are kind of all stumbling around in the dark, but the signs, the showings are all around us. There's just no tellings, because you have to discover that on your own. That's where the most profound, deepest joy and love, it all comes from, you discovering it on your own. So one more example, and this one's kind of an easy one. No spoiler. If you've raised children, you know this exact same feeling. You, as a parent, me as a father, you as a father or a mother, you derive tremendous joy from watching your children grow and discover on their own. You don't want to just give them the answers. You want them to find the answers themselves. So that's what's happening with us. The answers aren't just given to us. There's nothing in that. All the tools are given to us to find the answers ourselves. And it's a tremendous gift we've been given, and different layers. The gift of this beautiful existence that we live, the sacred thing that we're living, and the gift of the mystery of it, that we're allowed, that we're able to tease it out and find the meaning in it, find the truth in it, find the passion in it, the joy in it on our own. So God is showing, not telling. We just sometimes in today's world we're forgetting to look. So this has been another episode of my podcast. Thank you very much. Hey, if I spoiled a beautiful little short story by Kafka and that Cormac McCarthy story, novel / movie, I'm sorry. But hopefully for a bigger cause, so you can look at how those are parables or parallels to life in general. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you again. Let's do. I'll try to find some kind of an. I'll put an outro at the end of this podcast. Thanks. Bye. Take this kiss upon the brow, and, in parting from you now, thus much let me avow: you are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope is flown away, in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep. While I weep, O God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? O God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream?